There's emotional payoffs in losing. Failure provides a consistent emotional reward system. It's a dopamine hit, no different than winning. People get addicted to winning, people get addicted to losing. When you get addicted to winning and then you get your butt handed to you, do you go back out and try and win again? Or do you get validated and ask for sympathy and then sit in that? The victim status becomes an addictive rush.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. This is your first time here. This is Old Guys Still Rock, better known as ogsr. I am Blair Armstrong of Team Armstrong, Coldwell Banker. I'm a global luxury specialist in the world of residential real estate. You kind of see that a little bit behind me as my backdrop. And then on my left, possibly your right, is the other host of the show, Brent Wright of Brent Wright Incorporated. He's located in beautiful Eugene, Oregon, which Halloween is coming, which means the weather is going to drastically change. I actually know that it's changing this weekend because I was looking at the weather for this week's football game, which is a complete different subject. So anyway, This is your first time here. We're Old Guys Still Rock. If you're kind of like, who the hell are these guys? We have 124 other episodes to go check us out. I strongly encourage you to do that because each one's from 1 to 124 has amazing golden nuggets throughout that may help you with the hurdles in your life or give you clarity to the stuff that you're working on or winning on, but you just need a little bit more clarity to get over the edge. So we are probably the most undercover podcast that is out there in the market. But remember this, there's thousands and thousands of podcasts every day, but they barely make it past 10, probably 99% of them, 98% of them. And we're at 125 today. So not saying we're the best, just saying we're one of the good ones. So go check out the other 124 episodes. And when you do, if you find that one that you like, share the show because that's what we need. We have no advertisements. We have no sponsors. It's just us. We fund this all by ourselves. Again, doesn't make us better than anybody else. We're just giving you, we feel, really good wisdom that you probably know about, but maybe it's tucked back in that brain somewhere. And we're just going to go ahead and unveil that spot to help you get better so you can help others get better. And that's basically the main purpose of this show. So with that being said, dude, how the hell are you?
I'm good. Technically, I'm actually saying that we're better because we're more consistent.
We're more consistent.
It's not better in an ego way. It's just more consistent. We're consistently better. We're better because we're more consistent. Mm-hmm. So I think that's important, to even bring up because a lot of our content is based upon success, failure, consistency, easy button. I mean, I can go back to a lot of our early episodes. It's basically, again, like you said, we're calling ourselves out as well, mostly. Mm-hmm. And this started with you and I calling each other out. So, I mean, have I gotten better? For sure. Have you gotten better? For
1,000%.
Sure. So are we better? Yes.
Absolutely.
Because we're communicating, talking this out, we're helping others. We are putting it out to the universe that we want to help others. We want to help ourselves. We want to go make a damn difference. Mm-hmm. So are we better? Yes.
Yeah.
Better than the guy who died yesterday, meaning the old Brent and the old Blair.
Okay? Amen. Every day is a new us, right? I love it. So usually too, guys, if this is your first time here, I am Brent's best PR guy that he's ever had in his life. But I'm just going to say it again, go back and look at that 124 episodes to figure out who he is and go 124 episodes of who I am. But one thing that I am going to touch on, again, as we're talking about what Brent just said, is we're here to not only make you better, but when you get better, we get better. Brent is a really, 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 really good business coach and really, really good personal coach. So again, go watch 124 episodes, figure out if he's a fit for you. And I jokingly, but a little bit serious on this. If you're not feeling that he's a fit for you and you want to reach out to me, we're both here to help. And realistically, if you're going to ask me a question that I don't know, I'm going to go back and ask him anyway. So whatever.
Well, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I will say I'm probably one of the most authentic people that you'll ever meet because I'm going to tell you the truth, whether you like it or not, period. And that's just,
amen.
That's just me. By the way, by the way, on the prompting of several things, thoughtful prayer, the universe, some of my coaching clients, some of my new coaching clients have asked for accountability style coaching. Boom, shakalaka.
Uh-huh.
I built a whole new program in the last 2 days. I've spent about 6 hours on it. I feel that this is going to drive a lot of my coaching clients to the next level. Most of the reason, I said this in a couple of my coaching sessions today, most of the reason why people come to me is because they're stuck. They're stuck at a level and they don't know how to get through some of the things. I'm actually going to read probably one of the most rewarding things that happens in one of my coaching sessions or with my coaching clients. Gerard gave me this feedback. He said, your strongest skill set is creating money out of thin air through systems and processes. And that's exactly where I want to focus our energy in our coaching session today. Man, that really made a difference in my day.
Yeah.
So,
and how old is he?
He is 23, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
But see that's what I love hearing. I mean, we got some young guys coming up in this world around that age that the wisdom that they hold is not only helping them, but I mean, it can again help somebody like you kind of like, okay, I've got to get better at my coaching. I've got to make some changes and make some adjustments here so I can go ahead and continue be a resource for Gerard. Gerard's been on our show a couple of times. I mean, up and coming entrepreneur, really just, everything that we hear from him. And, last time we talked to him, love to have him back on the show, by the way. So Gerard, if you're listening, I think it's time for a checkup.
And he's engaged.
Man. So a lot of the good things are happening. And there's a lot of those guys out there. I know that society doesn't see that. There's a lot of young guys not doing anything, but I do see a lot of young guys doing a lot of things and making a massive impact, not only to their world, but their community world and on the United States. So I'm excited for what's coming up in this genre of guys. They don't get enough credit. That's for sure. So,
yeah.
So man,
go ahead. I got a quote for the day. Do you want it now or do you want it at the end? It's a good segue to the end. And
first of all, I'm going to ask you this, and then I want you to give me a quote. But have you ever heard this song? Have you heard about the lonesome loser beaten by the Queen of Hearts every time?
Mm-hmm.
I feel that's what we should talk about. Are you addicted to losing?
Yeah.
So give me your quote.
All right. So my quote from Bruce Lee, and I've given this twice in 2 of my coaching sessions this morning. I believe this is impacting, and it's a long one. So kind of follow along, and then I'll repeat it if you need me to in some parts. Because you might as well be dead. Seriously, if you always put limits on what you can do, physical or anything else, it'll spread over into the rest of your life. It'll spread into your work, into your morality, into your entire being. There are no limits. There are plateaus, but you must not stay there. You must go beyond them. If it kills you, it kills you. A man must constantly exceed his level.
That's our topic today. Are you addicted to losing? Are those what you just read back there? Are those hurdles? Are those the roadblocks that you're putting in your life to saying, I can't get there? So expand on that. When you read that, what were your thoughts? Because, even though that may be passed along a lot of wisdom, there may be some stuff that a lot of people know from that. But what was something that was unveiled in you when you read that?
For me, it goes back to what we talked about. You must die of yourself every day to become the new person that you're expected to be for yourself, by society, by the universe, by your creator, all of those things. So I've said this before, but one of the things that I put on my calendar about 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago now, right at 4 years ago, it says every morning at 5:30 a.m. it goes off and it says, are you the one?
That's good.
What do I have to do to become the one today? And that one is different for everybody. That one for me is, what do I have to do to become a better father, a better husband, a better employer, a better friend? even a better enemy. That's actually a whole podcast in itself right there. Are you enemy?
Yeah, that's a whole different rabbit hole. And
you like that one, don't you?
I do. And I think that people will take that as a negative thought, but
that's the intriguing part. That's
the
why
intriguing part. And I
love some of our subjects is because of our topics I love those. So
yeah. If someone heard that, they're like, why would you want to be an enemy? It's something to make you like, wait a minute, that doesn't have to have a negative connotation to it. Anyway, so topic again today, if you guys, in case you missed it, are you addicted to losing? And kind of what Bruce Lee just wrote there is every single one of those points that Bruce Lee was making could be your losing point. But let's also tie this into what Brent said at the beginning of this show. Yesterday's Brent is not today's Brent, because yesterday's Brent is dead. That is past. Yesterday's Blair is not today's Blair. Yesterday's Blair had some massive struggles, failed a bunch of times. I can point them out, but that Blair is dead. So what type of adjustments are you going to make to be better? So when this topic came up today, when he brought this topic up, really probably last week or maybe Monday, it doesn't matter. Anyway, with that being said, as we're kind of thinking about today, and today get in the car, typically don't have Christian music on today. Somehow, some way, got onto a Christian music today, and a song by Crowder. Again, this is you guys want to listen to this, just listen to it. A song by Crowder was on, never heard it before, but the song's called Still. And it's every day you're working to get better, because I'm still trying to be a better Blair. I'm still trying to be a better leader. I'm still trying to be a better husband. This is everything that Brent just said just a couple minutes ago. So still, the process is never done. But we're talking about these different things that you brought up again on this point. I have some stuff over here from Ryan Holiday from the Daily Stoic, but we get hung up like, oh, I lost today, and that means that I can't, so, I'm addicted to loss, right? I'm addicted to losing. Like, oh, I tried it a couple of times, I just can't do it anymore. Well, that's your old self. Maybe try it again today. Maybe try it again tomorrow. Is there a point in time that you need to stop on doing some stuff? Probably. But Brent also said this too, hitting the easy button, right? We've become very accustomed to that when the easy button is broken, we just like, well, the easy button's broken, so I guess I'll move on to something else. And that's where I think there's a lot of us that are in that spot. So I'm not just saying, so hopefully this triggers something in you guys in the moment. Sometimes your easy button's going to get broken, and that's on purpose. For whatever you guys believe in, if it's the universe, if it's God, whatever your belief in that type of stuff is. The easy button is meant to be broken sometimes because the powers to be are saying, work harder. I will give it to you, but not right now.
But it's going to come at a cost.
Yeah.
What's the cost, right? The cost is leveling up. The cost is exponential energy push towards something. I sent you that reel, and that talks to that, is whenever you're feeling like there's no option, that is the option. Ryan Holiday talks about it. The obstacle is the way, right? I think he even has a coin that you can carry around that says the obstacle is the way. Super good dude to follow. Again, like most Stoics, not exciting.
Yeah,
So it is very dry. If you are feeling like you're going to get feel-good moments from his stuff, you're not.
Yeah.
If you feel like you're going to get a dose of reality every day that's going to help you to level up and make a difference, we promote the tar out of other people here, not as much ourselves for some reason, but I would tell you, look at Ryan Holiday. He just came out with a new book, super good stuff. Dry is burnt toast, however, as far as there's no excitement in reading or watching his stuff. In fact, I don't know if I've even seen the guy smile anytime that I watched him. It's super weird. So I got a bunch of notes. So I've been formulating, since we discussed this over the last few days, I've been dictating my thoughts into chat. And so chat has formalized. So I'm going to be reading from my notes.
Yeah,
but
good.
But I find it a lot easier just to sit there and walk and talk and speak. I put my earbuds in, and I'm more effective, and my brain keeps going with movement. So again, that might be a cheat code for some of you that are stuck. If you can't formulate thoughts quick and with fervor, if you will, I would tell you to try the walking and talking. And you can just talk into your phone. I got chat on the phone and I just talk into it and it summarizes and bullet points a lot of stuff for me. So
say that again, dude, because I think that's really good. Because I journal and sometimes it's just a bunch of mumbo jumbo. So there may be an asset, that you got to be careful with AI, but there's some benefits to give clarity to your thoughts. So say that again, what you do, because I think that's big.
So I just put the earbuds in. And by the way, I did measure my EMFs on my earbuds. Friday, I got a new set of earbuds coming, wired ones. I'm going back to wired.
Yeah.
I find that I get headaches in the afternoon if I use my earbuds too much. I don't know if that's the EMFs or pressure being put on my cranial nerve or just what, but either way, I walk because I feel my brain doesn't get distracted if I'm walking and I'm talking. And so I walk and I talk and I then download that into, or upload it rather, into chat. And I have chat bullet point and then give me a summary of it. And then I put it into Notebook LM, which is a Google product, and I have it do a Q&A or a study guide for me. And so then I can go back and revisit it in a way that makes a ton of sense to me.
Oh my God. I hope that you guys really take advantage of that, because that just saved you $1,000 right there.
Oh, and it saves me hours upon hours.
That's awesome. So again, I would write that down. If you guys stop that, rewind that for about a minute and really replay that and write down what those things are. And then do a favor. When you do that, let us know how that's worked out for you. Give us 2 weeks and then come back to us and say, hey, remember when you talked about this? Let us know how that is, because that could be a lot for us. I use a journal. I go through that. As I just said, I get mumble jumble in there a lot of times, so I'm not quite sure. But anyway, so share. I don't want to get too best in there. This is some stuff. Again, if you're losing, not getting your thoughts out, okay? Remember, are you addicted to losing? Like, okay, I've tried to get my thoughts out. I don't know how to convey them. I'm stuck in this. No one really understands me. What he just said can now give you clarity to go ahead and learn how to get what your thoughts are into perfect words, so you can share those with people to not only understand you, but possibly help them. So if your loss right now is no one understands me, do what he does, take a couple weeks to do it, and then learn how to use that stuff to help you be better verbally to help others. So share us your notes, man. I'm excited about this.
So bullet point number 1 is the addiction to losing. It's because failure is a comfort zone. It's easier to say, you know what? I tried it. Like you said, it didn't work. I'm not going to do it again. And some of those things are generational. Well, my dad tried it and he didn't like it, so I'm not even going to try it. My grandpa, he did it and he lost a finger, so I'm not going to go do that. It's exponential. People will attach themselves to other people's failures to justify a lack of action. And it's an identity. Failure becomes your identity if you're not careful. I'm not lucky. How many times you heard somebody say that?
Oh, too much.
Right? Those people are lucky and I'm not, so therefore I'm not going to try. I say it in gambling. First off, I don't want to gamble. I work way too hard for my money. Always have, always will. I don't feel unless I just set it up, and I call it going to donate to the Indians College Fund. Right? Throw $100 down, and I know that $100 is just going to impact somebody's life in a positive way, and I'm happy to donate it. I'm just donating, okay? But I don't like to gamble. And so I used to say that, not knowing the impact when I verbalized that I was justifying me being a poor gambler. I know for a fact that I can count cards. I can do mathematical calculations on ROI at the craps table. I can look at what's happened in Keno, and I'm not saying I can predict it, but I can get closer than a lot of people can because I see patterns in things, right? And so, but I always have said, I'm not lucky, so I don't gamble. When in fact, there are people that listen to this show, Kyle Vanderlinden, he will tell you that I am the biggest risk taker that he knows. One of them.
I'll attest to that.
To him, I'm a gambler. To you, I'm a gambler.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I told you the new tattoo I want to get.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, but it's been my identity for probably 40 years because I see people gamble. I used to know this guy he said, you'll only win as big as you're willing to lose. And that didn't click with me until this week when I was going through all these notes and all these thoughts and all these things. He used to go to Reno 2 weekends out of the month. You remember in Silver Legacy, if you've ever been to Reno in the Silver Legacy, there's all those pictures up on the wall of all the winners.
Yeah.
His picture's up there like 50 or 60 times. He used to get 1099s for $500,000, $800,000. And I'm like, how much did it cost you to win that $800,000? He's like $750,000.
Is that really even a win?
Well, it is. I mean, he's 50K up.
Yeah, but I mean, just there's a couple of things that click in my head, what you just said in there, and I want to go back to that and maybe give some clarity for me. That with Kyle and I looking at you, and then there's probably many more that have known you over the time, that you are a risk taker. But we're doing some stuff for you right now, and some due diligence and stuff in the background. We're looking at properties and stuff like that. You're a risk taker, but in a sense, it's a very calculated risk, which you just said. I can count cards, I can understand this, and it's the way your brain works. It's a lot different from, trust me when I say this, everyone who's hearing this right now, it's very rare that you meet a brain like Brent's. It just works on a whole different level.
Thank you, my friend.
It's fascinating. And the first time people meet you, are like, God, he asks a lot of questions. And I said, yeah, but he wins a lot more than he loses. Does he lose? Absolutely. He's gotten taken to the woodshed a couple of times and gotten his booty beaten, but there's not many to that. So the beauty part about that is, I think there is, and Kyle, when you're listening to this, I hope that you comment on this part. And same thing with you, Gerard, and because you guys know Brent so well. Is he a gambler, or is it something like, gosh darn, I wish I had that wisdom to make those calculated risks? And how do I surround myself or absorb what Brent does? It goes back to what you said we got accustomed to losing, and it scares us to death to have the mindset that you have, probably in a bad way. It's holding us back from making some really big moves. Now, Kyle and the Gerards and me, we're using ourselves as an example right now. And I'm speaking for you, Kyle and Gerard, by the way. That's our hurdle, right? We do very well at what we do, but could we be better? Is there stuff that we could absorb from Brent, using him as an example, to be better because of how he calculates his risk? Or we're like too busy trying to get to the next move? Brent will wait and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait to make sure. It's not to make sure. Yeah, it's to make sure. It's to make sure that where there is a potential loss, the risks are minimal at the time. So,
but they still make some people uncomfortable, right?
It does, but yeah, that's how you got to where you are. People, I will say, and again, man, I told you I wasn't going to give you any PR today. I'm still giving you PR right now. If people really, really knew who you were, I don't think that when people look at, actually, I'm pretty sure that when people look at you, they don't know the impact that you've had on this world.
Well, thank you. That's very.
And I think that you guys that don't give him enough time or enough, just really peel back the onion on him. Again, what he said is true. He is not everyone's cup of tea. Mm-hmm. But I think that you should do a deeper dive if you haven't done so, or if you just look to it from 10,000 feet, maybe get within 5 feet and check it out. He's very hard to digest. I've known him for almost 30 years, but it's a special one. And I think that you guys your lives could be a lot better just being around him, maybe not talking to him, but just being around him. You'll be able to absorb a lot. So that's my PR for today. And that's not trying to take light of it. And I hope you take those words seriously for all you guys who listen to it. He's been given a really freaking cool gift. And I'm lucky enough to get to talk to him once a week and share this stuff with all you guys and getting to hear his wisdom. But I just take some time and go back and listen to those 124 episodes and reach out to the Kyle Vanderlindens and the Gerards and the Ken McCumbers and Um, even Shelley Gordon's that we had on here a while back. So special moments.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome, buddy. I know that you don't
I
ask
get
for
a,
that.
I get a little
kinda
verklempt. I
I
get a
know.
little, I get a little verklempt with that.
Well,
So let's get back to it. I got
yeah,
a lot of data. I love the
Go.
detours, by the way, but I got a
Yeah.
lot of data here. So
Yeah.
there's emotional payoffs in losing.
Mm-hmm.
Failure provides a consistent emotional reward system. It's a dopamine hit, no different than winning. People get addicted to winning, people get addicted to losing. Here's the problem. You get addicted to winning and then you get your butt handed to you. Do you go back out and try and win again? Or do you get validated and ask for sympathy and then sit in that? The victim status becomes an addictive rush, an addictive high.
So freaking good.
Because people will affirm to you, well, you did your best. How many times have you heard that? You did your best. Good for you. That just validates your whole losing streak that you perpetuated for yourself. And then you start heading down this road. You got excuses and justification. We talked about this: bad luck, wrong timing, fate. It's to make you feel better about the fact that you've now created yourself as a loser that's addicted to losing. And it avoids accountability. Addicted to losing avoids accountability. How many people, well, we went down this road 3 or 4 episodes ago. How many people don't participate in, and really like being a keyboard warrior and don't participate in accountability? There's a whole section of the population that's never been punched in the face, and it really, really shows. I've said that so many times, but it's so true. Fear of winning. It's perceived as a threat, and it eliminates the safety net. So no different than fight or flight. Back in the caveman days, what happens when something chases you that's going to eat you? You run. And the same thing with losing. You fear losing, so therefore you run from it. You run from anything that's going to make you uncomfortable or put you in a state of fight or flight. The fainting goat, perfect example. People in society now are like fainting goats. The fear of winning is another bullet point. Pressure to perform. Winning establishes a new standard that must be maintained, exposing the individual to judgment and the pressure of continued success. They're afraid that they're going to have to win again. Losing becomes your identity because you're afraid. And then you become self-sabotaging. I've said this before. How many times have you heard me say, I'm just the underdog? You used to call me the silent but deadly guy. I have grown so far beyond that silent but deadly guy. Now I'm the loud and deadly guy. And not in an ego way. I don't walk into the room, I'm here, people. I don't do that. But I also don't just sit there and ponder anymore. Because a lot of people have asked me, what are your thoughts? How do you feel? Well, if people continually ask me that, maybe I should just start giving my thoughts and giving my feelings instead of being requested of that.
Because I think that's the most important thing too, is because what you started off with about 2 or 3 minutes ago about marinating in a loss and kind of staying there and having that victim mentality kind of be your everything.
Your identity, yeah.
Your identity, thank you. What I see a lot in today's society is the people that are surrounded by that person. Okay, so you have that person or people, and you're in that circle with them. The problem that happens with that is I see a lot of the people enabling. It's going to be okay. Yeah, you know what? And when you enable that behavior, that never helps that person who doesn't realize that they're stuck into that identity. When you're enabling that shit, that's what drives me crazy right now. Everyone's like, oh, it's going to be okay. And yeah, you know what? Better luck next time. Da da da. Instead of like, hey, this is what I saw that maybe can help you out later. What Brent just said is like, people ask me, what do you think? And we're like, oh, well, yeah, maybe. Yeah, I kind of understand what you're talking about, and blah, 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 and being passive about it, right? We're gaining enough confidence to like, I'm sick and tired of seeing people get stuck in this situation. And it's not that I can help them, but maybe I can help them either just pick them up and dust them off and put them back on their way. But giving them a true opinion, well, okay, this is what I saw. You may not like it, but this is going to help you get better. And we don't have enough of what you just said is giving your honest, true opinion. And I think that's where the relationships have broken down in society. I'm that part of that way too. There's certain times I'm scared that what I'm going to say may not come out the right way, but realistically, me not saying it is a bigger detriment than saying it and having the words come out the wrong way.
Yeah.
So, and I love that. And I'm getting to where you are, Brent, and you and I may be growing on the same path of this. I'm getting to the point when people are asking my opinion, I'm all out. This is what I think.
Mm-hmm.
And majority of the time, people are like, dude, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Okay, then why don't we do it? So why are we not doing it? Whoever asks me that stuff, I'm like, okay, then how come you and I are not doing it then?
I used to use it as a self-fulfilling prophecy, a self-defeating scenario. So, well, they're not going to listen to me anyways.
Right.
They're not going to take my advice. So why should I spend my effort and energy giving it? Because it's your duty. It's your duty in making a damn difference. If not today, tomorrow. They might not take what you say today and make any action on it. But you've started an idea, a thought process in their head that gets them to question the status quo, their actions and what they're doing, and maybe helps them to evaluate. Maybe, again, they don't do anything about it for a month. Maybe they don't do anything about it for a year. I talked to a gentleman about a month ago who remembers me from 3 years ago. Haven't talked to him in 3 years. Remembers some of the things that I told him and talked to him about. And no different than this podcast, he's listened to the podcast, never commented, never liked it, never shared it, never anything. He says, keep sharing those things you share on socials because it is making a difference. Mm-hmm. I said, it's not clearly making enough of a difference for you to share and like it. In my insights in my social, it's just like ours with the podcast. I have like 13 to 15 to 18,000 people on average over the last year that have viewed my posts. And that's just in Facebook, not even in Instagram. Now, I'm fairly active. I post 3 to 7 times a day. Sometimes I'm forwarding stuff from one of our businesses. Sometimes I'm giving quotes. Some of those quotes are my own. Some are regurgitated or recycled from other people, but I'm fairly active in it. I have on average 1,700 people that view my post within the first hour. You've seen my post. How many people like it?
A lot.
3, 4, 10. Not a lot compared to the people that view it. I've thought about shutting off all my social media many times, not for the intake of the stuff, but for the outgo. And every time I think about doing that, I get a call from somebody that says, man, that post you made yesterday, that really changed my trajectory for that day. So you never know how you're going to impact somebody. So stop working from a self-defeating or self-deprecating position, because that starts you down that path of that addiction to losing and self-fulfilling prophecies of woe is me and bad luck and the underdog and all the things. Here's a couple of key points on the language of defeat that I wrote down. The addiction is reinforced through language. We know that 80% of communication is not verbal. Only 7% is verbal. That voice inside your head, however, is really impacting on your success or your failures for the day. If you speak it, even inside your head, you are just creating, again, self-fulfilling prophecies, good or bad. Phrases like, I'll try, instead of I will. You're planning for failure with, if it doesn't work, I'll do something different. Manifestations of a mindset are already committed to losing and using those phrases. Since we have bustedtees.com, we have one of our Instagram pages is Death Star Digest. Star Wars. Let's go back to Yoda. There is no try, there is only do. So if you don't take it from me, take it from Yoda. By the way, one of our Instagram posts yesterday went extremely viral. I'm looking at the stats right now, 241,797 views on one post yesterday.
Crazy. On a t-shirt post.
Off a t-shirt post.
Yeah. So let's stop there for a second. So, because that's valuable. So here you are having a t-shirt of 241,000 posts, right? Which is great. That's awesome for business. Absolutely love it. And maybe some comments on it too, right? I don't know how many comments you got on there, but here or there. Maybe it's just more than likes.
Yeah. I can look.
Yeah.
95 comments, 5,700 likes, 17,000 shares, 67 reposts, and 689 saves.
On a t-shirt.
21.
And here we are. Again, we have some really good wisdom. You don't want to share that? I'm not saying don't go and that's awesome. I mean, I'm glad that that's what businesses want, is getting it out there. They have a great social media person and they have a great following. That's awesome. And I see a lot of people will go ahead and share a bunch of stuff or do, a negative stuff, or I'm right and she's wrong, or she's right and and he's wrong, whatever. But here you are, that you have this great stuff to not only help you get better, but your friends get better. Hey, we really like what you do, but you won't share that. Am I calling you out? Sure, a little bit. Why are you not taking the time to help not only yourself get better, but somebody else get better? And it may not be us. It may be an Ed Milet. It may be an Andy Frisella. It may be a Tony Robbins or a Greg Rochelle. I don't know who that is. The point is like, share the freaking wisdom. Share the things that help people get better. If you have the time of doing that. Now, listen, I'm calling myself out a little bit on this too, because I share some stupid stuff and whatever. But we've got to get to a point as society, and we talk about this a lot, is are we going to get stuck in the loser mentality, or we're saying enough is enough? The white horse is not coming to save us. Coming together as a micro community and spread that into a macro community and share stuff that's going to help all of us get better. It's super simple. Press a share button. It's really easy. I hope you get a lot of us. Let me know what you think about this. It hit me this way. Which way did it hit you? So, I mean, it's a call out, but it's not a call out. And again, maybe it's not.
Well, it is like a call out. So I'm going to use a sports analogy. You're going to love this because I only give you like 3 a year. So, because I don't understand most of them.
Sports, yeah.
Michael Jordan said, "You only miss every shot you don't take." Continue to live in the loser mentality, being addicted to the loss and not taking your shots. You're going to miss every one of them. You want to ask that girl out or that guy out? Do it. What are they going to say? No. You already, ask somebody if they want to go into business with you. What are they going to say? No. If they do, good. If they don't, good. If they say maybe not now, maybe later, good. What's next?
I'm going to get close to wrapping up this. And we talked about this a little bit earlier, but here we are, the Daily Stoic. Okay. Ryan Holiday, we talked about, he's a Stoic. So I'm not going to read you the person to it. It was basically what Brent just said. And this is going to be put into different words. It's easy to blame our circumstances. One person curses that they weren't born taller, another that they weren't smarter, with a different complexion, or born in a different country. It's hard to find a single person on the planet, from supermodels on down, who doesn't think they're deficient in at least some way. But whatever your perceived deficits are, remember there are positive qualities that you can develop that don't depend on genetic accidents. You have the choice to be truthful. You have the choice to be dignified. You can choose to endure. You can choose to be happy. You can choose to be chaste. You can choose to be thrifty. You can choose to be kind to others. You can choose to be free. You can persist under difficult odds. You can avoid trafficking and gossip. You can choose to be gracious. And honestly, aren't the traits that you are a result of effort and skill more impressive anyway? So I'll read that again. Aren't the traits that are the result of effort and skill more impressive anyway. So, all of those things I just read, I lost at being happy. I lost at being free. I lost in my relationship with my wife or husband yesterday. I lost in my relationship with my kids yesterday. I lost on a business deal yesterday that I really worked hard on. The list goes on. Are you going to sit in the loss, or are you going to go, that was the old Brent, that was the old Blair, that was the old John, that was the old Susie, that was the old Gigi, whatever that is? Or you're like, that one died yesterday, so today we're going to go figure out how to make that be a win. And it may take a month, it may take a week, it may take 10 years before you go back and get that win again. But are you going to stay that I can't never do it because I lost one time or two times or three times?
Final last words. Winning is not a matter of wanting. It is a matter of willing to pay the non-negotiable price, which is paid through sacrifice, obsession, and endurance in isolation. Take that and go make a damn difference. I got 2 other pages of notes, dude. Seriously, I could do this. This could be a 3-hour tour. I really have spent most of my life impacted by the fear of losing. And yes, I too have feared losing. Kyle thinks I'm gambling. You think I'm gambling. Others think I'm gambling. Other people that think I'm a risk taker that's extreme. I too have been held back. I can't even imagine how successful I could have been had I just done one more thing with getting out of a losing mentality. I can't even say.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda, but that doesn't matter anymore, right?
Yep. I'm glad I'm focusing on it now. I'm glad the universe and God are putting it into my head and helping others. This is the cheat code, guys. This is the cheat code.
So Brent just said something. We could probably go hours on this. So we're just going to make this a part 1, and we're going to pick this back up next week on part 2, because I agree with you. I think this is a deeper issue that a lot of us are suffering with or having hurdles with or struggles with, whatever. You think that you have succeeded in this, then let us know. That's what we're here for. Let's start that conversation. Hashtag addicted to losing, and let us know what your comments are on that. So until we see each other next week, guys, again, first and foremost, thank you all you guys who support us, follow us, give us comments on that stuff. Remember, you got to share this freaking show, man. I'm telling you, we have something really, really good here. And it's taken us a little bit to say that, but we're probably one of the most underrated podcasts that are out in this market with the wisdom that we share any day. And I'm confident in saying that. So share the show, watch it 2 or 3 times, do what you need to do, but don't be afraid to share it. Was someone going to tell you that they don't like it? Not going to ruin your relationship. If it's hit home with you today, or one of the other 124 episodes we have, if it's hit home with you, someone, leave us a comment, but share the show and make somebody else better today. So until we see each other next week, we want you to stay safe, but most of all, God bless. Take care.